Hello, this is Dr. Prasad Podiyalam, continuing the class series on computer science engineering streams, biology for engineers, with the subject code BBOC407. This is the eighth video of module 1, eighth video of this particular class series. Thank you very much for your constant support and encouragement so that I made to sit and make this video continuing. I was busy with some other assignments, so could not do for 1 week, 2 weeks I was busy. I'm continuing. Those who are not plus subscribed, please do subscribe. Please insist your students or friends to subscribe to my YouTube channel. I need only that as your support. The study material of the same PPT which I prepared, I will be uploading in the description box. You can download from there. The PDF form you can download and you can refer it. Okay, so moving on to the syllabus. Syllabus already we covered these many topics we covered in the previous classes. Now this particular class is for lipids. Okay, so these are the course outcomes which a student should know. Even the faculty also should know what are the course outcome of that particular subject. So properties and functions of lipid. So when I say properties and functions, I may skip the introduction part of the lipids, but I have included little bit. There will be question may be asked what are lipids, or may not be asked because syllabus not so clearly mentioned whether we need to expand about lipids or not. So just introducing, not to get confused or say afraid by seeing this structure. This is the structure, a sample structure of a phospholipid. Okay, just to show how the structure goes in the molecule. Okay, so lipids are a group of organic compounds which include the fat, oil, and some other the hormones. Okay, so this is just a molecular structure of a phospholipid, not that all lipids are having same structure. Only to show that it has got a very long tail. Not only this much, a very long tail are possible. We call it as tail, and this particular region we call it as the head of that lipid. Okay, so the tail region you can see only carbon is there, hydrogen is there, no other things. So only saturation or unsaturation. Whereas the head region, either it has got some groups which are having the charge separation. Here you can see the oxygen having a negative charge on that, or phosphorus and oxygen connected which have the charge separation. Carbon oxygen double bond is there, polarity is there, charge separation possibilities are there because their electronegativity is different. Okay, so these are can be said as the region which are having charge separation or called as the polar regions. Whereas the remaining the tail region, it is a non-polar region. Okay, this is a phospholipid. Phospholipid is nothing but the cell membranes, which are made up of the cell membranes are mainly made up of phospholipids. And this is the representation of a fat molecule, a triglyceride. A triglyceride, as you can see, tri the word because it has got three chains which are long in nature. Not this much short; it is very long. Better I will elaborate like this and make it long. Not long, even it goes more structure. It goes only for representation to this much. Okay, and head region is here, this one. What you can see here, some molecules which are having possible of the charge separation, electron movement, electron arrangement or electron distribution is not uniform among carbon and oxygen. Therefore, oxygen will be having light positive, negative charge. Carbon will be getting light positive charge. Therefore, charge separation is there. So we can say that this is a polar region, whereas the long tail it is non-polar region. So we call it as head region and a tail region. So when I say head region and tail region, so I can represent with this type of representation. So a simple lipid molecule is presented here with the head region. Head region called as polar or hydrophilic groups. Hydrophilic means hydro means water, philic means loving. So these are the groups which can interact with the water, which can form hydrogen bonding with the water. So we call it as hydrophilic groups or polar groups. And there are non-polar hydrophobic groups. So if you put it this type of molecule, large number of molecules in an aqueous phase means watery phase. If you put it in a water containing medium, then only the head regions will come near to the water side, remaining the long non-polar hydrophobic water hating tails region will come together and it becomes a layer. a layer formation. You can see there is a lipid bilayer formation represented here. So two layers, okay, in which the central region it is non-polar region, or you can say it is a oily region. Okay, oils are non-polar. Okay, so it is an oily region. Sometimes they may form spherical shape ball, a perfect ball shape will be formed, so that inner part will be a non-polar phase, outer part that will be aqueous phase, and this type of formation is needed some to do some biological synthesis or something inside the living organism. They will form this type of structure called as micelle. Now we'll come to the topic that is properties and applications of the lipids. Question: how do lipids contribute to the structural integrity of cell membranes, and what role they play in energy storage and metabolic regulations within living organisms? So it is connected to the course outcome 1 with a level of 2, and only 5 marks I am giving. Only properties and applications you need to mention, and most of the things are comes under properties only. So maximum mark given to properties 3 marks, and functions it is a continuation. If property is there, then the particular property is for a particular function. Okay, so we'll move on to the properties of lipids. So properties of lipids, the first topic, that is hydrophobic nature. Hydrophobic nature, as I just explained in the beginning of this class, that there are water loving part present. Though water loving part is present, but the tail, that what I represented, it is very long. I said it's a very long structure. So the majority of the lipid structure, that is the non polar regions or hydrophobic region. Therefore, as such, the lipid molecule, you can say it is hydrophobic in nature. It will not dissolve in water because it has got non-polar bonds. Lipids they primarily consist of that carbon and hydrogen. Carbon and hydrogen, they are bonded by the covalent bonds, which are non-polar. The electron distribution among the carbon and hydrogen, they are almost equal. There is no much electronegativity difference between carbon and hydrogen. Therefore, there is no charge separation. If no charge separation, means it cannot interact with the water molecule, because water molecule, on the other hand, you can see one oxygen and two hydrogen in the V shape. In that particular structure, the oxygen is more electronegative than hydrogen, means oxygen has got more power to pull the electrons towards to itself than hydrogen. Therefore, the bond, the electron shared between oxygen and hydrogen, it will be going near to the oxygen, or you can say that oxygen will be having more negative charge, hydrogen will be having a positive charge in the structure. Therefore, if a molecule, organic molecule, is having a charge separation, we call it as the polar groups are there, then it can interact with the water molecule. The equal charges will come near, and it forms a bonding called hydrogen bonding. Therefore, it will dissolve. We can say it will interact with the water molecule, or it will become a hydrophilic nature. Okay, here it is hydrophobic nature because of the long chain of that lipid molecule is non-polar. Okay, now because of that, no interaction with the water, it become water repelling nature. That is because of that. Now, insolubility in water, again the same thing, because it is not forming any interaction with water molecule, it cannot dissolve. It is insoluble. Lipids are insoluble in water. Now, why this hydrophobicity is very important? Because this hydrophobicity makes this lipid molecules to work as the cell membrane, to work as the energy storage, or for product, the hormones and signaling applications. Then the insulation applications, protection applications. These are the functions or the property as well as functions of lipids. Now, next topic, that is energy storage, properties of lipids. Energy storage, lipids serve as the efficient energy storage molecule due to their high energy content. Yeah, they are high energy content. They are even if you compare with that of carbohydrates or proteins. Carbohydrates are the main energy source that we say, but compared to carbohydrates or proteins, these triglycerides or the fats or oils or the lipids, which store significantly more energy per gram compared to that of carbohydrate. because the ratio of carbon and hydrogen bond which is present in the lipids, the number of carbon hydrogen bonds in the lipids is very large compared to that of carbohydrates, and all these bonds can break. Carbon hydrogen bond can break. Okay, when it breaks, energy it has to be released. Okay, so that is the energy stored in the lipid, and lipids are used as the energy source when there is no carbohydrate. Means the fat content in our body will be used up whenever carbohydrate supply is not there. Okay, now even because it is hydrophobic in nature, the lipid will not mix with that of water, and there is no water content present there, only carbon hydrogen. Therefore it is very compact in nature, and it can give more energy compared to the other biomolecules. Now move on to next, that is structural component. Structural component, lipids play a crucial role in forming cellular membranes, providing structural support to cells and organs. Like it has got the water loving as well as water hating parts, water loving head as well as water hating tails. So in an aqueous environment, in a watery environment, throughout the living organisms, it is watery environment. Okay, the phospholipids, they spontaneously arrange themselves to a bilayer with the hydrophobic tails facing inward and hydrophilic heads facing outward. So this bilayer formation, it becomes a very stable barrier. Uh, Two layers formed. It becomes a barrier between that of the organs which it has to protect, or the cell which it has to protect from the external environment. Okay, so as well as not only it acts as a strong barrier, it also semi-permeable. Not it will allow some of the molecule to go inside the cell and not allowing any other unwanted molecules. So this also makes it very useful, this bilayer formation of lipids. And it also got some other roles, like some organelles like the endoplasmic reticulum or Golgi apparatus, which provide a specific function which is needed there. That also there with the lipids. So moving to thermal insulation and protection of organs. Thermal insulation, mainly the adipose tissues. Okay, adipose tissues act as an insulating layer. Adipose tissue is mainly composed of triglycerides, which act as a natural insulator, just like how our wall insulate our home or house. It reduces the heat loss through the skin, helping to maintain a stable internal body temperature whenever it is cold season. Okay, so the heat inside our body will not be going out so easily because of this adipose tissue layer present on the skin. Okay, so even the layer of fat which is found beneath the skin, you can see, we know that fat stored in our body. You can check where our fat is stored in your body. I am not showing you my where it is stored. Okay, you can see that these are actually fat. Okay. These are the fat we call it as subcutaneous fat. Okay, subcutaneous fat is particularly important. Not only it is a fat, it is important for giving insulation. That's why I am storing it. Don't think in other way. Okay, so the subcutaneous fat is very important. Not too much fat, little bit fat if it is there, that is good. It will protect our body from the harsh, cooler and external environments. For example, if I take the mammals, marine mammals like whales, they have a very thick layer of this type of tissues, lipids, thick layer of lipids called as blubber. Blubber means BLUBB, blubber. Okay, so it's a special type of adipose tissue which give them protection or insulation from the very cold ocean waters. Then comes to the protection of organs. Lipids such as adipose tissue can cushion. Oh yeah, Okay, so these is, lipids, example, if I say uh, uh, kidneys need to be protected from shock. So it consists of a special type of layer of lipids which will make protect them. Even say our eyes, around the eyes there are lipid layers. Even the heart, our other sensitive organs, it has got a layer of lipids surrounding to them to protect. Okay, now cell signaling and vitamin carrier. Cell signaling, uh, that is messenger, carrying the messenger. Okay, so the lipids, many lipids like which includes the steroid hormones or phosphoinositates, eicosanocytates. These are very much useful to carry the information. Okay, or cell signaling. For like the steroid hormones. Steroid hormones, actually it is derived from cholesterol, like testosterone, estosterone, then cortisol. This it will actually it will regulate the physiological processes very fast, which include which are needed for the growth or development or the metabolism, even the stress response. That's why some of the sports person, they or the people who work hard, they take the injection of some of the steroids, which will make them the cells to work faster, uh, faster growth, metabolism is faster. All these are because of the lipid molecules. The phosphoinositides, they actually they are the lipids which reside within the cell membrane and transmit signal from outside cell to the interior cell. Like that, eicosanoids are there, which are also actually derived from fatty acids. These lipids can act as a local hormone uh, mm, to transfer the information like pain, blood clotting, etc. Those are all controlled by eicosanocytes. Okay, so for cell signaling also it is very important. Then vitamin carrier. Some people say vitamin, some people say vitamin. Okay, so I'll use vitamin. The word I pronounce it as vitamin. Vitamin A, D, E, and K. Okay, so these are the vitamins which are soluble in fat, meanings that they dissolve in lipids rather than water. Okay, so these vitamins can be carried from the digestive system. Vitamins, when we eat some food, particular vitamin will be there from the digestive system. It has to be transported throughout the body. That work lipids can do. Lipids are doing, not can do. So specific lipid protein complexes like lipoproteins, they facilitate this transport of fat soluble vitamins in the through the bloodstream. Now moving to the next topic, that is hormone production and buoyancy. Hormone production, for hormone production, uh, like we know that cholesterol, it is very famous for the heart attack. Whenever I say cholesterol, means it connected to heart attack, means related to heart, the health of the heart. Okay, so cholesterol, despite of its the negative reputation regarding that heart health issues, it is a very vital lipid molecule. It acts as a foundational building block for the synthesis of the steroid hormones. The naturally our inside the living cell itself, if steroid hormones are developed, that is very good, not injected one. Okay, so this cholesterol act as it act as a fundamental for the building block for the synthesis of this type of steroid hormones. Okay, these steroid hormones, when I say some of the steroid hormones includes the glucocorticoids, mineralocorticoids, androgens, estrogens, then prostrogens, uh, uh, some of the functions, if you check, like the cortisol is actually glucocorticoids. They regulate the metabolism, the stress response, immune function. These are all controlled by cortisols. Then control of the electrolyte balance in the body, the blood pressure maintenance, these are all controlled by aldosterons. Aldosterons are mineralocorticoids. Then the one which is responsible for the male sexual development, or even the muscle growth, they are testosterones. Testosterons are part of androgens. Then for the female sexual development or the reproductive cycle maintenance, and it is done by estradiol. Estradiols are estrogens. uh, Towards the menstrual cycle or the pregnancy maintenance, their progesterones are needed. Progesterones are proestrogens. Okay, so some of the medicine that we receive from the hospital towards any of these type of which I mentioned, if you check, you can see that particular name it could be mentioned there. It's actually, these are produced in our body. It has to be produced. The lipids play a vital role in its production. If it is not produced, then it has to be injected by as per the recommendation of a doctor. Then comes the next topic, that is buoyancy. Buoyancy is actually, it is the upward force exerted by any fluid uh, to oppose the weight of an immersed object. Means something, a force which makes an object to float, that is called buoyancy. Okay, lipids are very useful in this case. Means they are, lipids are very dense compared to that of water. So this property of lipids makes the aquatic organisms to regulate their buoyancy, to float in the water or to maintain a particular uh, height or depth. Okay, like the whales, seals, or some of the planktons, they have special type of lipids. Already I said blubber. Okay, so blubber layer, it provides the required buoyancy to maintain, either to be in the floating or in a particular height or a depth, that can be controlled by using that blubber layer, which is actually the lipid layer. Now uh, these are actually done by even some of the fishes also, to allowing them to rise or sink or maintain a specific depth with minimal effort. Okay, this buoyancy, actually it is an adaptation, evolutionary adaptation of the aquatic environment. Now moving on to the next topic, functions of lipids. Okay, so functions of lipid I will not explain too much, because too much explanation given under properties. Based on that only the function is given. So it is used in energy storage, because a large amount of energy is there. Example is triglycerides, um, uh, uh, which is stored in the adipose tissue, like say beers, one of the best example which I remember here. You know that during some certain season or winter season, bears undergo hibernation. They will sleep for long period. During the hibernation period, they need energy. So that energy, nothing but lipids. So they will store enough lipids or enough fat, and then they go for the hibernation. Even some of the birds, migrating birds, which will travel a very long distance for many days, they will not get any food in the uh, during their flight. So they need to have this type of lipids stored in their body. Now structural component, phospholipids are crucial for forming the structural basis of cell membranes, bilayer formation, that is the main thing. Then insulation, adipose tissues, a type of lipid rich connective tissue, act as insulation, helping maintaining body temperature by reducing heat loss. It is used for the protection of organs, giving the cushioning effect, mainly the kidneys, eyes, etc. Then comes the cell signaling, eicosanoids, some example given here, hormone production, So steroids are a type of lipids as the precursor for hormones like estrogen, testosterone, and cortisol, which play a very crucial role. Then comes the vitamin absorption. Vitamins like A, D, E, K, it can be carried through our body using lipids. They are they can dissolve. These vitamins can dissolve in lipids. Then buoyancy, protection against dehydration. Lipids in the skin such as ceramides, they contribute formation of a protective barrier which prevent water loss and dehydration. Then it is used for the metabolic regulations. Hope that you understood something from my either my study material which I am giving in the description box. You are waiting for that, or one of the some of the explanation which I given. Hope it was useful. Thank you very much. Please do subscribe and support and share the videos to others. My YouTube channel name, my intuition 4865. Once again, thank you very much.